Being a man-hater makes you insufferable, and I can confidently say this because I was one. And looking back, I was absolutely insufferable to be around. And I know this might trigger some of you, but it's the truth, and nothing's going to change unless you get to the root of where this man-hating stems from. And I totally get it. Maybe it came from a male figure you looked up to, your father or stepfather, your brother, a relative, a teacher, or maybe an ex-boyfriend. Whoever it is that you trusted, and maybe they lied to you, cheated on you, manipulated you, abandoned you, abused you emotionally, physically, or mentally. All of these things, right? Those wounds are real and your pain is valid. I've been there too. I get it. But here's the thing. When you have this narrow lens of thinking all men are trash and having this hatred towards men based off of past experiences, you're not protecting yourself. You're repelling the exact type of man you actually want. Because trust me, there are good men out there who want to protect and provide for you, who want to love and cherish you. But they can sense that deep-rooted hatred from a mile away and they're going to run. Or maybe that's what you want. And that's fine too. But you also have to understand that you can attract a good man when you hold hatred in your heart toward men. Healing starts with identifying the real source of your pain instead of blaming all men for one man's actions.
Now, as much as I would love for this comment to be true and for me to really understand men, I need to ground us back in reality, guys. I'm just a girl. Okay? Like, I understand that I be standing up for y'all sometimes, and that's because I do understand some things about men. Like, I do listen to the men in my life, you know, my brothers, my man, my uncles, my cousins. Like, I'm here, so I understand some things. But at the end of the day, I'm just a girl. You know what I'm saying? I understand the way the girls think because I used to think like them. And I have said this on my platform before, but let me say it again. I am nothing more than a recovering dumb. That's really it. I never claimed to be like, oh, I never thought like them. They're crazy. They're just blah, blah, blah. No, I used to think like them. Actually, I really did used to be like, oh, you know, men are trash, blah, 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 like girl power. I was in it. That's the reason why I call it out now. It's not because I am so great and above. It is because I'm just a recovering dummy. You know what I'm saying? I used to be delusional. I'm not anymore, and I live in reality. But that just goes to show that progress is possible. That's all I'm out here trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I have grown into becoming a better person, and I'm trying to help other women do the same. I am not more special in any way, shape, or form. Let's be so clear.
Are you guys equal or not? 50-50 custody, no child support, no alimony. That's equality. You don't.
Alimony makes sense if the woman was a stay-at-home mother and doesn't have a source of income. How else would she take care of the kids following a divorce?
By getting a job just like the men.
Being rich won't stop her from cheating. Being handsome won't stop her from cheating. And being successful, it won't stop her from cheating. Famous men get cheated on. Athletes get cheated on. Very successful, high-value men get cheated on. So if money doesn't save you, if looks don't save you, and if your status isn't saving you, then what actually saves you? It's honestly just one thing, and it is the ability to walk away. Because the man who's willing to walk away is the man that she is most afraid to lose. That is a man that she will respect, and that is the man that she will never cheat on.
Ain't nobody trying to work no job, Tommy. You feminists coming on this page, all that girl said was, what she say? Feminist goes against being feminist. And it does. Nobody wants to, but who the golly, I just love working every day. I love slaving away for the white man. Nobody say no like that. What the is wrong with y'all? Come on, oh, you can get divorced. Why y'all choosing people that y'all trying to divorce off the bat? Get a relationship, a chance to work. Damn, go to couples therapy. Bitches bringing up divorce and getting beat and all this y'all, I'm sorry y'all bad people and y'all in connection with bad people, because at the end of the day, none of that was even on my mind. And again, you keep bringing up these bank accounts. I don't give a about that bank account. That man has way more money than me. Why would I want to spend my own money when I can spend his money? That don't even sound fun. Spending my own money and working a job are two damn things that don't sound fun. And when I look at a list of fun, those two things are not on it. So y'all keep coming up on here trying to make it seem like everybody got to agree with y'all ideas, and we don't. That's my life. That's her life. If she said she don't want to do those things, who the are you to
I would argue treating women as equal is like the least religious thing you can do, actually.
How
like,
dare you?
all the, religious, I hate to say it, like women are supposed to be the subordinate. Yeah. They're not equal in any of the religions for a reason. There's a reason why there can't be a female imam or a female pastor, right? Because I've seen or female ministers. Have you guys seen this? I've seen female ministers.
Wait, what? That is not supposed to happen at all.
Wait, what? Yeah, that's actually against biblical.
It is.
Yeah.
And you want to know, I know why it's against the rules. Because when I see these female ministers, they completely bastardize the scripture. They interpret it the way that they want to interpret it. Yeah. Contrary to, just because I say women are stupid, which I think they are, doesn't mean I treat them poorly. If anything, I've always said you can either understand women or you can respect them as an equal, but there's no way you can do both. If you actually understand female nature and how women think and everything else like that, there's no way you can respect them as an equal. And I would argue that actually makes you more attractive when you don't respect them as an equal. Because if I respected you as an equal, go fend for yourself. Yeah. You pay your half. All right, you do your thing. But as a guy, like that, it's my duty to protect and provide you. And a lot of times protect you from yourself. Yep. So, and it's funny because women will sit there and be like, I want a guy that's a provider. I want a guy that's a leader. I want a guy that's charming and charismatic and all this. I want a guy that's a leader. And then if he tries to be a leader, I'm like, I don't like this. This is toxic. Even though they kind of do, but they'll lie and say that I want a guy that's going to treat me equal. Bro, no chick wants a guy that's going to treat her equal.
Yeah, man.
You're a pick-me girl. Y'all are really going to have to fix your insulting capabilities because that is the most lame comeback. A pick-me girl. You're a pick-me girl. Yeah, sister. That's the point. Imagine telling someone, girl, you must want your relationship to work. You must want the God-fearing, loving, committed, loyal man. I mean, the audacity. These feminist women have convinced women that wanting a man equals desperation. And God bless those men out there who actually still want to protect, provide, and lead. Meanwhile, you have these feminist women out there, they don't care if they're desirable by men. They don't want to soften. They don't want to adapt. They're unruly and then wonder why relationships don't work, why they can't find a man. And then these types of women ruin it for the good women out there who have actually taken accountability, been through some things, self-reflected, put the work in. It doesn't make me weak because I enjoy being feminine. I mean, God literally wired us to be this way. Sorry, I'm not here fighting biology. If being a pick-me brings me peace, y'all can keep that chaos, y'all can keep the Looney Tunes. Sign me up.
And when you really look at it, I hate to say it, I really do. When you look at it and just being real about marriage for a second, on paper, for men, it's not really that great of a deal. It's a bad deal. You're essentially, in a lot of these situations with the way these modern women act, you're signing a contract where if things go wrong, you lose half of everything. You might lose your kids, you might end up paying alimony, child support, and what's the upside of that? Nothing. What do men gain legally in this day and age with these modern women from marriage that they can't get without it? When men actually look at the contract, a lot of men are saying, no, thank you. At least not without a prenup.
I always wanted to visit California. I think I'll try San Francisco first.
Try LA Fitness first.
I feel like men these days, you have to pretty much ask them what's their favorite lip gloss because they...
I mean, I agree with her. You want her to plan the dates. You want her to pay for some of the dates. You want her to chase you. Yeah. What's your favorite lip gloss?
Where is he living? Behind Christ? He doesn't see what's happening today. These women are now having to plan dates because they're hard to please. A guy could plan a nice date to a nice place and she's still not happy because it's not expensive enough. It's not where she wanted to go. And they have to go 50-50 because these women, they're only going on dates so they can take pictures for Instagram and eat. There is a 90% chance that she will leave that date and never speak to him again. So why should he have to always go on date and pay 100% just to get ghosted? And chase them. Yes, they don't want to chase anymore because these women will literally call the cops on guys if they simply look at them for too long.
And speaking of using spring break, what's giving you the confidence to walk up on girls with them big fake ass Temu chains that y'all got on?
It's the same motherfucking confidence you got with that fake weed, bitch!
This is another thing that gets misconstrued. People, for some reason, think that in the past I've said that he wasn't my type.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was, I didn't think I was his type.
Yeah.
Because this was Mr. Cool.
Yeah.
And so I kind of sold myself short and thinking like, oh, there's no way. He must just like me as a friend.
It looks like Steph Curry finally had that talk with her and told her that she needs to tighten up. Because for the past few years, every time she did an interview and she mentioned that man, people looked at it like, why would you even say that? So while some of y'all are saying that she's backpedaling and she is walking it back, which y'all are right, but it's better she does that than to continue to talk bad about her husband. Because if you're in a relationship or you're married, when it comes to your partner, a part of protecting them is also how you speak about them to strangers. And then for her going on a public platform, it's very important. And the same rules applies to a man speaking negatively of his wife or his girlfriend. So hey, it's a step in the right direction, so let's give her some credit for that.
Why do women expect perfection out of man, but expect the man to accept their flaws?
It is true that a lot of women do expect perfection out of men. I was one of those women. A lot of women are conditioned and trained and programmed to believe that men have to be perfect. We done seen all of these Disney movies and stuff like that, Prince Charming and stuff like that. He was perfect. And then also your aunties and the women in your life, even the men would tell you that you need this kind of man, and they don't talk about the flaws that a man will actually have. I can speak to that point because I pedestalized my husband, and he's the one that had to tell me I had to stop doing that. I used to call my husband my gold man because he was perfect. And the moment that he did something that offended me and hurt me, it seemed like my whole world just crumbled. And he told me, he said, baby, take me off that pedestal. He like, I'm a human. I'm going to make mistakes. So we do that. A lot of times as women, we live in fantasy worlds.
And that's literally the truth. We women expect a lot from men. And truth is, I also put my husband in that pedestal, I just believe he's perfect. And I always, he just has to be perfect. And that's why when he does something that I do not like, it pisses me off. It gets me, so mad. And yeah. So sometimes we have to reduce those expectations. Because men, they're human. They can make mistakes. But like the first lady said, cheating and a mistake. Yeah, that one, nah.
Twist, people that have affairs actually rate their current relationship as emotionally and sexually satisfactory, and no, they do not regret the affairs when they are having them. For the people on this app who have tried to make response videos to my last video on cheating, saying that that's just not true, that people actually do have remorse as they're having the affair, first, that makes no sense in terms of how the human conscious works, but this data just does not support it. A longitudinal study of Ashley Madison users, the cross-sectional results showed us that both emotional satisfaction of their current relationship, the non-affair relationship, was high, while their remorse during the affair was low. So what cheaters tell me in my practice about not feeling bad about cheating while they're doing it and only feeling bad after they get caught is actually true. So if you want to protect yourself from cheating, I would definitely get on the Verified app, which is the first relationship registry that's going to make cheating impossible.
Debates that feminists use to basically convince us that we're more important than we are as women. And one of the things that I hear fairly often is that women do more of the household chores than men, right? So the idea is that women do the dishes, women sweep or do, cook, clean. Women claim that they do that more than men. And I was thinking about how I've debated people over the years, like I debated Destiny, and he was someone that would cite those studies. And I was thinking about it more, and I'm like, those are the easiest chores. It's much more difficult to fix a car, change the oil, manage money, mow the lawn, rake the leaves. And these are just ones off the top of my head, but it just seems like women are kind of over-exaggerating our part in the marriage, in relationships. I think women think that we do a lot more than we do.
I can't believe I cried over a man who has no taxable income. I can't believe I cried over a man whose only certificate is his birth certificate. I can't believe I cried over a man who still lives with his mama. I can't believe I cried over a man with ED. I can't believe I cried over a man who can't get his own car insurance. I can't believe I cried over a man who can't get a credit card unless it's secured. I can't believe I cried over a man who doesn't eat vegetables. I can't believe I cried over a man that when we were at dinner, he licked the sauce of his food off the knife. Ladies, keep them coming. We're gonna go for part 3.
One of the things that modern women, even though they're not saying it, they try to shame men. One of the things that modern women have been trying to do for a long time is they've been trying to feminize men. Trying to soften men up, trying to tell them that masculine energy is toxic. But then what happens? Those same women are out here saying, I can't find a real man. I want an alpha man. Where's a masculine man, a strong man? That's what they're saying. I mean, you mean the ones that you tried to shame? That you said wasn't a real man for the things that they said and the way that they was acting? You mean those? Can't find me a man that's an alpha, a real man, a man that takes charge, a man that wants to be a protector. So which one is it? Y'all can't continue to try to tear a man down, tear down his masculinity, tear down his framework, and then complain that there's no masculine men left. You did that. You created that.
Fuck it up. Take the whole wall down. You heard me? We live, baby. We live.
Anything but take some accountability, huh? Like anything? I will just never understand women like this. You get caught cheating, and your natural response is to start ripping out the man's wall like you're an HGTV. The audacity, man, this is not Extreme Home Makeover Infidelity Edition. See, cheating already hits men hard enough as it is. Like, people laugh at them, they make fun of them, they say, oh, you weren't satisfying your woman enough, you got cucked. Like, society basically turns their pain into a punchline and force no accountability on women. And when the person who cheated gets caught, they want to scream and cry and rip around his house like a tornado. That exactly is why men have such a hard time opening up again after getting cheated on. You see, when a man acts like that, he is rightfully labeled by society as when a woman acts like that, we've just normalized it somehow and found a way again to blame men. If you cheated, you already did the damage, but flipping the house upside down, like, just, oh my God, Noah, get the boat. This woman deserves no more, although clearly she has no trouble finding any heat-seeking moisture missile. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm a firm believer in a woman shooting their shot. And I don't know why more women don't think that way, because they think that there needs to be this like dominance and pursuing nature of a man, so they have to reach out to you first. And yes, those things are like very important in a relationship. But when it comes to shooting your shot, I feel like men are just oblivious sometimes. Like, they may not think that you're feeling him and they don't want to embarrass themselves. So I don't know why women are so against shooting their shot. I say go for it. Sometimes the confidence of a woman is extremely attractive to a man. So I'm here for the women shooting their shot. I'll shoot my shot. It may go in, it may not. I've been rejected, been there, done that, but keep it pushing. God's holding the right man for you, but I don't see anything wrong with a woman shooting their shot.
A guy needs to explain this to me. Why is it that men are so loyal to their sports team, even if they're losing, even if they completely suck, more than their partners? I'm not saying all men, but I have seen guys that are unwilling to change sports team, and they will literally get so offended if you ever mention like switching teams. Like, how can I switch teams? Like, I've been going for this team since I was 5 years old. Like, I'm loyal to this team, but then they go cheat on their partner. Why is it that their loyalty is selective or dependent on what it is?
Okay, so I want 2 boys and a girl someday, and honestly, I'm more worried about the women my sons might bring home than anything else. And I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out for a second, because when I look at the dating culture right now and think about what it might look like in 15, 20 years when my future sons are dating, it genuinely concerns me. And as someone who wants to raise good men, this keeps me up at night. It genuinely does. Like, I think about this often. I feel like we've been so programmed to focus on what a man can do for us that we've stopped asking, what kind of woman am I becoming? And don't get me wrong, I used to be that girl who had a list of demands, but if I'm being honest with myself, I brought nothing valuable to the table myself, because I was entitled, had zero accountability, and expected everything while offering nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm just keeping it real. But then I started thinking, someday there's real. But then I started thinking, someday there's going to be a woman who's raised that man I'm interested in, right? And she's going to be watching, wondering if I'm worthy of her son. Am I the type of woman she'd be proud to call her daughter-in-law? Listen, if we want to raise good men, we need to become the type of women we'd want them to choose, okay? We can't continue to complain about the dating market while contributing to the problem. Be honest with yourself. Would you want your future son to date someone exactly like you are right now? And if the answer is no, it's time to level up. Because the woman who deserves an amazing man is the woman who becomes amazing herself.
Is it actually true that men become a reflection of the way a woman treats them? So, if you don't like the way he's acting, maybe you should look at the way you're treating him.
It's something huge for women to understand that men are looking for in a mate. Complementary strength. They're not looking to compete. So I'm not looking for someone like me. I'm looking for someone who's strong, not like me, unconsciously making a hunting tribe, unconsciously filling a team. He or she, we don't even care. It's just competency to produce the result.
What are you waiting for? Love me like you do. Love me like you do. Like you do. Love me like you do. Love me like you do.
I always see videos like this and I just think, why? Why do we have such awesome people that are transforming instead of trying to get the world to conform to their size? Let's freaking go.
I think what a lot of men are realizing is that time is one thing that you really can't get back, right? And they're looking at how much time they spend chasing, how much time they spend arguing, how much time they spend trying to make something work that was never going to work in the first place. And they're stepping back and looking at it and saying, is it worth my time? Is it worth a headache? Is it worth, continuing to climb up this hill or try to climb up this hill? Probably not. Probably not, right? And now they're saying, I want my time back. Not wasting another year, not wasting another month, not wasting another day on something that's draining me. Men are opting out of that bullcrap, man.
I'm 24 dating a 52-year-old. It's literally the best relationship I've ever had because I regulated my nervous system, which meant I attracted a guy who's actually emotionally mature. He actually has intelligence and he's a provider male, and I'm this 50-50 weird or like a guy that literally will not commit. Love does not have a number. Love is all shapes and sizes. Literally, if you are not regulated, you'll keep tracking that same man over and over and over again. If you want to break the cycle, you got to rewire the brain, you got to regulate your nervous system, and that's the step.
If a woman is truly attracted to you, you will feel it. You won't be sitting there wondering where you stand. You won't be guessing how she feels. You will not feel like you're competing for her attention at all. You won't be doing any of those things. When a woman is genuinely into a man, her attention naturally gravitates towards him. She wants to talk to him. She wants to be around him. She thinks about him when he's not there. But not because he's begging for it, but because she genuinely wants to give that attention to him. But here's the part where a lot of men make a mistake. They try to convince themselves that a woman being chill or distant means that she likes them, but just isn't expressive about it. No. Most of the time, that's not attraction. That is lukewarm interest at its best. And lukewarm interest usually means one thing. You are an option, my friend, not a priority. And the worst thing a man can do is stay in a situation where he has to convince somebody else to want him, to admire him, to desire him. You should never have to beg for attention. Ever. You should never have to compete for basic interests, and you should never have to shrink yourself just to keep somebody around. Real attraction does not need to be forced. It is literally obvious. It's natural. It feels good. And when it's real, both people feel it. So if somebody's energy towards you feels a little bit indifferent, inconsistent, or half-hearted, don't chase harder. Do the opposite. Have the self-respect to step back and move on. Please, because the right woman will not make you feel like you're fighting for a position in her life. She won't do that. She will make it very clear that you already have a position in her life. Simple.
Y'all must be dating some loose
to think that y'all not the prize. Like, what do you mean? Like, he's not the prize? Y'all must be dating some loser to think that y'all not the prize. Like, what do you mean? Like, he's not the prize? Like, why would you pick a losing object? Like why would you pick the last horse that out of the stall? Like, why would you pick a loser? Like, my is the prize. Like, when I look at him, I'm like, that's a prize right there. Like, that's a prize. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, ooh, wee. You know what I mean? Like, when I call him, he got the solutions. Why wouldn't that be a prize? Why wouldn't that be a winning thing for me? Well, the bills is paid, kids taken care of. I mean, buying me lunch, rubbing my stomach. Where is the non-prize at? Like, I'm just so confused on why women say this. And then sometimes I do a little research. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all know I love being petty. Sometimes I go on a girl page and she's like, oh, I'm the prize. Girl, you are a single baby mama. You are no one's prize. You're not even your baby daddy prize at this point, baby. You need to just be quiet. Like, and I know y'all keep hating on me for saying, don't be talking about single moms that have it hard. Right, they should shut the up then. If you know you're a single baby mama, just shut the up on this app, because you are just down here. I hate to say it, but you down here, baby. Even if a nigga ain't the prize, you for sure not the prize. It doesn't, even if he got 10 kids, you still not the prize. Like, it's just a no. You know what I mean? So, I don't know about y'all, but my prize.
This is the biggest reason dating feels like a fail for so many women, because you were never taught to truly understand men. You don't study men. Us men, we learn about women. We invest time, energy, and effort into understanding female nature, female attraction, and connection. Men buy programs, hire coaches, read books, because we know the woman we want isn't just going to land on our doorstep. You have to know how to attract her, what she responds to. Yet women are taught something very different. Just be pretty. Just have an open heart. Just be yourself. And while all of that matters, it's not education. It's not understanding, it's not preparation, it's just hope. And hope is not a game plan, it's not an approach. Hope is how you get played. Life is not a Disney fairy tale. And so you meet a few emotionally unavailable men, a few players, a few dogs, and now you label the entire dating pool as toxic. Though here's the reality, and I say this with love, you came grossly unprepared. You came guessing and hoping. Conversely, men make it a mission to learn about you. They study, they observe, they adapt. So it's no surprise that highly desirable men move through the dating world with ease, whether they want commitment or something casual. However, most women come without clarity about masculine nature, male psychology, or relationship dynamics. And so when things don't work out, it starts to feel painful, confusing, and exhausting. It's not because you're broken, it's not because you're unworthy, but because you were never taught how men bond, how men pursue, how men commit. Now, it's not your fault, you don't know what you don't know, but it's you that ultimately lives with the consequences of not knowing. Here's what you have to ask yourself: what is it costing me not knowing how to do these things? Only you know the real answer to that. So if you want to stop being confused in dating and start being powerful in it, then comment ready below and I'll send you the link to get you started.
Men don't do a lot of business with men who are like, who that's your thing. Like, you have 4, 5s, and 6s around. You can get a lot more opportunities as a man from other men if they know that you're a guy that brings around a nice atmosphere when you're around. Like, you the guy that all the women like,
Yeah.
he's gonna get some opportunities based off that.
Dang.
Believe it or not.
Dang.
Yeah. You know those guys in the NBA that sit on the bench?
Mm-hmm.
Why you think they still on the bench? They bring something to the table. It's just not what they want to put on the floor.
Dang.
Absolutely.
They just, dang.
Right. It's not even the superstars who like get all the women. It'd be the dudes who just on the team.
That's true.
Yeah, so when the superstar, when he want to party, who he call? That dude that sit at the end of the bench, because that's the dude who got the time and the patience, and he can call 20, 30 chicks to come hang out with 4 NBA players. That's his role. He's a role player. He gonna be taken care of as long as he's that guy.
What is happening?
You need to talk to him more. Cause you act like all this is shocking him.
Kenny's too kind.
No, he's not.
Kenny's in a
Kenny
whole
out here living.
relationship.
Kenny is living.
Nah, this man's tucked away.
Good.
He's got a wife.
And you know what we say when we see guys like Kenny who do that? It's just like we get a salute. He graduated. He's getting out of here.
Yeah.
He found him one.
Yeah.
He got something he like to
And
look
she's
at.
pretty.
She feed him.
She got real hair. That
Look
long
how
and
good and
curly.
healthy his beard is.
It's
He
true.
wasn't like that till he got with her.
He tapered up in the back. He got the
She
taper
got
happening. He
about
got a
haircut.
fresh cut. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, this is.
She said, "Babe, put your watch on." See?
I mean, we
That's
do
the
that.
type of stuff, bro. When you get somebody who can complete you and bring you all together, make you a whole package. That's what we looking for.
Whenever a man talks, I immediately stop listening. That's why I can.
Oh, it's so cute and funny. Not. It's so ridiculous when we see people make videos like this. It's so childish. You hate half the population. Why? Because you dealt with one person that was maybe a little annoying? And I always see women like 20 years down the road making videos like, where are all the good men? Why can't I find anyone? But instead of working on themselves and becoming a better version of themselves that people will actually want to be around, they make hating men their whole personality. You still realize your entire life revolves around men still if you're obsessed with hating them, right?
Who do you think has changed more over the past 60 years, men or women?
In what way?
Basically, their roles, their duties to society.
Yeah.
Who's changed more over the past 60 years?
Definitely women.
Women have changed, right?
Women.
Okay, so who bears more of the blame if the women have have changed and the men haven't really changed?
Because we decided to become more dependent on each other.
You mean independent?
Yeah.
What? Okay. So if women have changed and men acquiesce to that, wouldn't it be on the women why the men are the way that they are? Because the women changed and the men are responding to that?
What do you mean?
In my opinion, men's hands are soft these days. Yep. They don't work outside. They don't change tires. Yep. You heard right.
I mean,
yeah,
men?
it goes both
They rather pay for it. Another man.
Yeah, so you guys want a traditional guy, right?
Yeah.
But you're not traditional women.
Oh, yeah. Who said that?
You're not traditional.
Says who?
You own a business.
You're
32.
Yeah.
You're still single.
Single.
By choice.
No, it's not by choice.
It's very much by choice.
It's not by choice. It's not by choice.
Ladies, let me get this also, because you guys just lie to yourselves. This whole concept of I'm single by choice is also a lie. No, you're single by force, and I'll explain why. Women don't dictate if there's a relationship or not. The man does.
Exactly.
Okay? The man gives the ring. The man gives you the last name. The man gives you the security. You don't do that. He does that. Right?
Men are like, why aren't women modest anymore?
I would consider that to be a perfectly valid question because, frankly, there are a lot of women who dress like, well, you know.
Sorry to break it to you, fellas. Modesty went out the window with chivalry.
Essentially, they're saying that modesty kicked the bucket at approximately, if not the same time, that what we know as modern feminism was born. Because if we're being perfectly frank, that is exactly what put chivalry into the ground. Because a lot of these women that claim to be modern feminists are genuinely just poorly disguised misandrists, because they will be more than pleased to tell you how much they don't like men, and they don't need them, and they don't want them, and they can do anything that men can do. Yet, ironically, a lot of these women dress like they can't actually afford an entire outfit. So why exactly would men be chivalrous to women that don't know how to treat themselves with any form of respect?
Come get me, babe. Now, this is not a drill, babe. They is on me real bad, and you need to come get me. The world's starting to notice me, you know what I'm saying? I'm setting pics and screens, and baby, they's on me. They looking for some 5'9" off the vine, homegrown is what they told me. I said, are you sure? I don't think, a lot of people prefer the GMO, but people starting to wake up. People starting to want something, real fresh. Off the farm, if you will.
This is a harsh truth that many women learn too late, is this. Good men don't stay in the market long. Not because they're rare, but because high quality women spot them early and do what they can to lock them down before you even notice they existed. An emotionally healthy, quality masculine man is prime real estate. There are many who want to buy. Once he's taken, he doesn't return to the market like some rental property. So by the time you hit your 30s and 40s, the dating pool isn't low quality, it's simply the leftover consequences of choices. He's handsome, but broken. Financially stable, but not attractive. Attractive, but non-committal. Men with a good job, but no emotional capacity. Men who talk submission and leadership, but still live like children. Every option feels like a trade-off. Not because good men vanished, but because many women spent their 20s chasing excitement instead of value. Attention instead of character. Validation instead of compatibility. Dopamine instead of direction. And the hardest pill to swallow, you thought attention meant options. It didn't. It meant entertainment. And entertainment doesn't last forever. Here's the truth feminism never told you. Life is like a marketplace. And whether we like it or not, every choice made raises the price that we pay later. And the piper always comes to collect for all of us. Good men, diminishing asset. Men skeptical of commitment, overflowing supply. That's the new economy. You want a loyal husband, peaceful home, a man who actually shows up, and stop confusing fun with future. Choose a man for his character, not his lifestyle. Does he take responsibility? Does he operate with principles? Does he have good intentions? Stop letting your ego make romantic decisions your future self will have to pay for. And if you're listening to this thinking, that actually might be me, good. Awareness is the first step. Don't continue to lie to yourself with that, I'm open, so when it happens, it will just happen. That's a fool's errand. That's how you'll be open and waiting well into your 50s and 60s. If you want a good man, you need to understand how men work, what they respond to, and how to actually attract the ones who are good man. You need to understand how men work, what they respond to, and how to actually attract the ones who are worth committing to. Is it impossible at any age? No, but the truth is, the older you get, the more you really have to know what you're doing. Can't be making mistakes anymore, and I don't understand is not an excuse. So if you're finally ready for that, then comment good man below, and I'll send you the one-to-one link personally to get you started.
What would be princess treatment for you? If you show up to like the first date with like a designer bag, like that's princess. Like that's like. Also, like if something like the guy that you went on the first date with came with a Chanel bag. Yes. That's princess treatment. Yes, absolutely. Or if you come with some flowers, would that be princess? I feel like that's normal. Like flowers on a first date, that's very sweet.
That's treatment. Women like this need to be investigated and indicted. If men can be hit with trafficking charges for buying women flights, women that can openly say these type of statements need to be arrested for. She's literally soliciting. Only a worker would say, I need a designer bag on the first date. You're paying for clearly. That is work logic. That is all these women move like workers. A designer bag on the first date? Why do we continue to give these women platforms? Like, the level of stupidity has just reached historic highs. You cannot make this up. There is no rational logic behind this thought process. It's a Jezebel mentality, brother. These women have nothing to bring humanity. I mean, even if you think about where do women even begin to associate human value with a handbag? We live in a time where these women are associating designer bags with human life. If there's a logo on it, that equates to love. It's so idiotic, but these women would not change. Majority of these women, they think like this. You move immediately, you pivot immediately. She wants you just for the lifestyle. She's a worker. She's a. I don't care how she looks, how fancy she is. I don't care what she presents herself as. Any woman that wants you to provide a lifestyle without offering any intrinsic value is a. Stay away, my brothers. Pour no more. Trust my baddies only. If you're struggling with your dating psychology, you continue to only attract low-value women that don't want to bring any type of reciprocity in your life. I coach men all over the world. I fly to you in person, help you fix your image, your code approach, and also help you fix your flirt so that you can close more dates. If you're interested in that, DM me app.
Probably think you can take me, don't you?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Really?
No, you did not just wipe my makeup off. I just spent.
I'll give you a discount. I'll give you a discount. Oh my God,
Sorry, I hit by accident.
Look serious?
Just a little one, though.
Same thing though, like they really do. Why would you grab my noodles? Did you dumb?
Why would you do that?
I'm sorry. It looks so. Why would you do that?
Here we go. Blaze!
What?
All right, we'll take a little break.
For real?
Yeah, just a little break. No, you didn't. You had the audacity to do that?
Can I try some? Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Babe, okay.
Wait, no. I didn't know it was that small. Wait, Talia, wait, no. Babe, wait, camera, babe. Bro, what is wrong with you? Why you put it all in your mouth?
What?
You never trying to put anything else all in your mouth? Can I get a bite?
Yeah. Babe, no!
What? It is a little look.
No, babe!
Give me a kiss.
Trevor.
I met my now ex-husband. I did the stupid, started looking for that attention in other places. Somehow he found a way to look past it. We immediately started like looking for a house. When we closed on the house, the week we closed on the house, I found out I was pregnant. And
with who?
It wasn't his. I told the father. He had his own set of issues, multiple kids with other women. Decisions were made. The pregnancy wasn't carried to term. Okay. Yeah. I thought that maybe I would be able to just kind of bury this secret. My fiance would never have to know because I did. I loved him. He's a great man. A week after that, I was so sick. He's looking at me going, I can't keep watching you go through this. I've got to take you to the hospital. Oh, okay. And I said, if you're going to take me to the hospital, then I need to explain what's actually going on. He hit the coffee table and walked out of the house. I'm not super happy in my life right now. I know that he has come out better for everything. He's with somebody that he loves very much.
Have you found anyone?
They have a kid. No, I've had 2 very unsuccessful 6-month relationships since him. I have never wanted anything in my life more than to be a wife and a mother. I've never had a career aspiration. I wanted to be a wife and I wanted to be a mom.
You had the dream life.
Yeah.
You had it. And then you went through all of that.
Or some ladies and gentlemen, all of that. Threw it all away just for some. Oh my God, the way I giggled and clapped my toes when I found out that he's like moved on, doing much better, because, you know, it's unfair to make assumptions, but I can only assume that he preferred his marriages much like he preferred his morning coffee, without another man's heat-seeking moisture missile in it. I can't even feel bad for people like that, because you're gonna have to go up to God and you're gonna have to face him, and he's gonna ask you what you did with the family that he gave you. You're still miserable and he's moved on because God knows exactly what he's doing. Clearly, you haven't learned your lesson yet. Gentlemen, next time your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, whoever wants to do some trash panda behavior, just sit back, keep your humble, keep your grace, you know, and just realize that they are gonna live miserable, taking endless, pointless, and you're going to have a family. When you are laying in your deathbed at the end of your life and you're looking around the room, you're not going to see situationships. You're going to see a family. Thank you.
Listen, your girl haven't been on a date in a minute.
You ever listen to somebody tell you something and you immediately think to yourself, they know exactly who to play with? View discretion's advised.
But if I do ended up going on a date with somebody, and the questions of, oh, how would you like your man to be? And how would you like to be treated? What is your standard? You know what I'm going to do? I will show them my DMs.
Date's over. Yep, the date is over. I wish a mother would. Because I know the reason she wants to show her DM. She wants to show the men that have created a parasocial relationship between them and her and show their desperation and expect you to now mimic that. And sweetheart, if those men in your DMs are doing exactly what you think a man should be doing, why haven't you chosen one of them? Why are you on a date with a completely different man that is not in your DMs? The information you're sharing with this man is clearly inconsistent. You don't value those men. They are in your DMs, giving you what you think is valuable or how a man should treat you. But you haven't chosen any one of them. Boy, I tell you, I really know who to play with. I wish a mother would.
Because you know what? Muhammad from the Middle East want to get me a car. A Corvette? What?
Muhammad's a scam artist. He's waiting for you to share your personal information so he can scam you. Duh. How gullible can one be to believe that a man is just going to hop in your DMs and want to buy you a brand new Corvette? You gotta be slow. Like for real, at this point, there's nothing that deters me from believing that your parents are related. Out of all the women on social media, they want to buy you a Corvette. Out of all women, come on, bro. I think if you took at least 10 seconds to utilize all your brain cells and think to yourself, how many women online are actually being offered Corvettes and that man is actually following through with it. You'd quickly come to the conclusion that if Muhammad is in such a space to take care of a woman, why doesn't he have one already? Good men that are in position to have relationships and that actually want relationships don't spend any time having parasocial relationships. The math is so simple. You gotta be slow.
Chris over here want to get me a Chanel bag. Like, men's in my DM want to feed me daily. And they in my stories and my posts, liking, loving, supporting. Words of encouragement. Daily. Babe, these men is outdoing you. We gotta step up our games. Babes.
Of course they're outdoing him. None of them have to live up to the words that they're telling you in those DMs. It's a parasocial relationship. They can tell you anything. The tell you he gonna buy you a Bugatti tomorrow. Why would you believe that? These men are clearly off their rockers. That's not a healthy interaction. And the craziest part about it is, like I mentioned earlier, you still don't value those men. So when it's all said and done, it doesn't matter what man does what. You're just insatiable. You're damaged. It is literally impossible to satisfy you. And honestly, that's okay. I don't believe everybody deserves a relationship, especially when they have a mindset like yours. But you know what? I know she ain't gonna listen to what I'm saying. I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep it change.
Maybe she didn't know, or did she know? Do we think she knew? How did she not know? Absolutely, I knew.
326 images. But you go ahead and stand by that man, girl.
I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard of the Gulf Coast Stapletons, Brittany Stapleton. She is an influencer, a TikTok influencer with 100,000 followers, and she already had like 90,000 followers when this came to light. Is married to a registered PDF file, not just a registered offender, a PDF. I can't exactly say the difference if you don't already know, but one involves very, very young human beings.
Hey y'all, we're gonna do a fit check before we go out for a night out in Pretty Dokie. Josh acts like a mystery man, so he won't give his own fit check, so Carson's gonna do it for him. So you go up first, Carson.
Josh has got hat from Piggly Wiggly, shirt from Polo, pants from Abercrombie, and shoes from OnCloud.
A PDF file likes the young humans, okay? And that's Josh Stapleton. He is in prison for downloading terabytes of this stuff, brutal stuff.
Oh my God! Oh my God, he's on the counter. We're so excited to see you.
And I will put links in the description so you guys can go look it up. But number one, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I've already read it and I've heard enough. This video is not about what he did. This is about Brittany and the people who follow her on TikTok. That's what I want to talk about today. Josh is in prison. That's where he belongs.
Look who he is. His dad. Who's your dad?
He doesn't deserve to ever get out. I believe he's serving 6 years. Ow, it was so lame. So this lady met Josh after he was already indicted and out on bail. This B said he was indicted, he's out on bail. Now I'm intrigued.
Absolutely, I knew. Josh and I were friends way before we ever started dating. So when the charges occurred, we were friends. You better believe I hit him up because as soon as I saw it, I have a really good judge of character.
Sure about that? You sure about that?
And I knew something was up. I knew that was not Josh. We had already been on several trips together beforehand. I'd spent pretty close time with this guy and I was like, something's wrong here. Josh was absolutely upfront with me about everything in the charges. There were no secrets. So that leads me to the next point. I continuously see things that say he lied to her and told her that his ex-wife set him up. Well, let's cover a couple things. One, I'm Josh's first wife. He has never been married before. Two, Josh has never blamed any ex-relationship for these charges.
You know exactly what he is.
He has never spoken badly about an ex. Next thing is that people are saying that he lied to me and he told me that he purchased a laptop or a computer off of Facebook Marketplace and the images were already on there. Josh has never told me that.
This all started when an investigation in 2020 showed that 326 images, horrific images that I can't even describe in detail on this app, had been uploaded from this man's laptop. Now, some reports say downloaded. These legal documents say uploaded, okay? Once police started interviewing Josh Stapleton, he admitted, yeah, I viewed those images. He even admitted that he may have, pleased himself to those images.
The next question I continuously see is, do people with children or friends with children know about the charges? Absolutely. A, it's been all over the internet. If you didn't know, you just didn't know. But B, we have never in our lives been at someone's house around someone's children and not let them know ahead of time. Because we don't want anything to ever look sketchy.
And I understand there's women out there that simp, for lack of a better word, for criminals, brutal criminals. Ted Bundy had a gaggle of women. I think one of them even married him before he was executed. That one guy who he's like went to prison the last year or two with all the tattoos on his face, I didn't find him attractive at all. I've dated criminals before myself, mostly drug dealers, things like that. So I do see the appeal in a bad boy, but a PDF file is not a bad boy. That is a disgusting scum of the earth. Should be thrown in a wood chipper person.
You know, you hear about these double standards in dating. You step back and think about it, it's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. You know, when you have a woman that when you have a woman that screams and shouts her standards on the mountaintop. Oh, yes, queen, go queen. But you know, all that other nonsense about she knows her worth. But when a man has standards, then all of a sudden he's shallow, he's unrealistic, he's asking for too much. Make it make sense. See, what's happening is modern women don't like when men are selective. They don't think that men should have options.